Hi, my name is Eldon Henthorn. I'm part of the Vernon County Farm Bureau. I live outside of Viroqua, Wisconsin with my lovely wife Cosette and our two energetic sons, Dwayne and Emmett. Together we work on a 400 plus acre dairy farm, milking around 100 cows. When I'm not helping with chores, raking hay, hauling manure, planting, or harvesting, you can find me at work with the Wisconsin International Guard, where I'm a Master Sergeant. I was nominated for the Farm Bureau Leads Preserving Agriculture Sustainable Self category. The Guard has provided me with skills and strategies to remain calm and collected in stressful situations. And I do this by explaining how to do something thoroughly, even when pressed for time. Essentially, the nuts and bolts of it is I use humor to stay calm and put others at ease. My goals for the future include rotational grazing, using cover crops to protect against erosion, and using renewable sources of energy. I plan to achieve this by having enough land per cow, researching what other crops provide enough nutrients, and exploring solar and wind energy, as well as robotic technology. I am driven with my thoughts for a future in agriculture for my children. My hope is they will see how I enjoy this profession and want to share in with it. Improvements I have seen with how I deal with others and employees is they can come to me with any question they might have, and they enjoy coming to work and asking what more they can do to help. By being thorough with instructions, projects get done faster and more efficiently. This can be seen as I can spend more quality time with my family.
Hello, my name is Holly LaPlante, and I am the fourth generation on our dairy farm up here in Door County, Wisconsin. For the past 2 years, I've been very fortunate to be able to have my Ask a Farmer booth at 2 local events. My booth is covered with commonly asked industry questions that encourages people to either come forward and ask a question that's displayed or attempt to answer one in exchange for cheese samples. At these events, my booth is geared more towards the adults and bridging the gap between producers and consumers. At this year's dairy breakfast and county fair, I was able to display my Ask a Farmer booth as well as host my dairy farm scavenger hunt for all ages. It was a lot of fun and very well received by everybody. This summer, I teamed up with a local ag teacher and I designed a calf care day for the summer school kids. The children got a hands-on field day when I brought 3 different breeds of calves and everything you could possibly need when taking care of a calf. I never thought that 21 middle school kids could come up with such difficult questions to answer, but the day was fun, filled with laughter, and of course, tons of pictures. This year, I also teamed up with our local NWTC and brought back our tractor safety course for the kids in our community. Finally, the last thing that I am the most excited about is that I have teamed up with a troop leader from the American Heritage Girls, and together we are devising an agriculture-related badge that the girls can work towards completing. This group strives to bring the kids back to their roots, and I thought what better way than to give them a taste of farming. I want these kids to know that agriculture is a viable career option for anyone, and you don't have to come from a family farm in order to get involved. I also want these young ladies to know that there is more than enough room at the table in agriculture for us as well. I enjoy being able to educate people about an industry that they may know very little about. If I can help people make healthy choices for themselves and their families, all the while debunking a few myths and misconceptions along the way, I would consider that a success. And if I can spark just one young person's interest in our great industry, I would consider that a win. Thank you.
Hi, My name is Kelly Oudenhoven and I am from Outagamie County. I am a full-time dairy farmer and mama of 4. I was recently nominated for the Wisconsin Farm Bureau 35 under 35 for the Sustainable South. Follow along with me today as I show you why I was nominated for the Sustainable South. I farm full-time with my husband Keith, and we are the 4th generation to carry on the legacy of his family farm. My main role at the farm is the overall herd management along with managing our employees. To me, happy employees make happy cows. And a couple of ways that I do this is by stocking our fridge with water, ice cream, cheese, unlimited coffee, and hosting bi-monthly meetings in which they are able to choose a topic of what they want to learn about. These meetings are exclusively in Spanish, and I also host random food days throughout the month to and try to highlight their authentic dishes to make sure that they know that they are much appreciated and that we can't do this without them. In addition to the farm, I also volunteer a lot of my time. I sit on various committees and organizations, including the School Advisory Committee for my children's school, the Outagamie County Dairy Promotion, and the Outagamie County Farm Bureau. I am also the program manager for the Adventures in Dairyland program. It is a program for 4th graders in my county, and we reach 1,600 students every single year. With that program, they are able to come out to a real dairy farm and see cows for the very first time, including milking them. Last year, we hosted over 550 of those students, teachers, and chaperones to our farm where they were able to see a cow for the very first time. The excitement and the knowledge of knowing where their food comes from is simply priceless to me. In doing many TV and media interviews, I had noticed that there was a huge demand for people and wanting to know where their food comes from. Setting a goal for myself to open up a farm store to sell direct to my consumers, I turned the space that I used for making food for my harvest crew into a farm store. I am so proud to say that 1 year ago, I was able to open my doors, and while we're still in the beginning stages, I was able to take the produce that I grow in my garden for my family and be able to turn that into products for my consumers. Between the apples, the cucumbers, the tomatoes, honey, eggs, and homegrown beef, I am able to provide that for my consumers so that they feel comfortable in knowing that where their food comes from. Many times people will ask the questions, why do you do what you do? The long days, long nights, minimal sleep, planning breakfast on the farm, farm bureau meetings, volunteering, adventures in Dairyland, packing all the books and the supplies. Since I've lived a life of serving others, there's one thing that is my driving force, and that is my children. I want to teach them what it's like to serve others and to feed the world, and knowing that we are doing a great job in raising our animals and how we can make a difference in the world. And that is why I do what I do.
Hi there, my name is Cameron Picorni, and I am a 7-year poultry business owner from Fond du Lac County. I have been nominated to the Sustainable Self category for my poultry business's donations to the Waupun Food Pantry.
My business has taken many different shapes as I have learned and grown through it over the past 7 years. I started primarily focused on raising showbirds and selling eggs. Then, my business grew and expanded to include raising meat birds and managing a flock of over 200 chickens. And finally, after one fateful evening in 2019, my business achieved its final form. I was heading home through my high school's hallways after a long day at school when I overheard 2 teachers having a conversation. I was staggered to hear them discuss the amount of students at my high school who lived in poverty and couldn't access 3 meals a day. Deeply moved, I knew that I had to do something. There were kids in my very own classes fighting food insecurity, and I knew I wanted to help. Thus, I transformed my poultry business resources into a means of delivering nutritious agricultural goods to my community. I was going to begin by donating my eggs. My initial goal was just to provide each month's unsold eggs to the food pantry. However, after the 20 dozen I brought in disappeared almost overnight, I realized just how badly needed these products were. Thus, I began to donate 95% of everything I produced. I also expanded my donations to include processed meat birds and fresh garden produce too. While at first, raising and donating all this food didn't seem like a functional business strategy, I was able to apply for and earn grants to fund my operations. Over time, my gardens got bigger, my flocks grew in size and my donations soared to unbelievable heights. Despite demolishing my initial goal, I was driven to keep going by the unrelenting need for food in my community. Today, I am extremely grateful to say that I've donated more than 3,000 dozen eggs, 180 meat birds, and 220 plus pounds of garden produce. These donations total a value of greater than $15,000. I measure my success in mouths fed, families nourished, and a community strengthened.
This is why, even as I must now venture on to college in the fall, my mission still continues to grow. Even though I must leave, my community has stepped up to carry the burden of Waupun food insecurity. Inspired by the impact that one teenager could have on his local community, new donors of eggs and garden produce have arrived to serve the Waupun Food Pantry, thus ensuring that nutritious meals continue to be delivered to those in need.
Thank you.
Hello, Wisconsin Farm Bureau family, friends, and fans. My name is Julie Wadzinski, and I come from Barron County, where I am a part of the Barron County Farm Bureau Federation, as well as an instructor at Northwoods Technical College. I teach in the Farm Operations program, where I get to spark the fire of passion for our agricultural industry and young and beginning farmers. I was nominated for the Sustainable Self category. And just to share a little bit about what makes me a sustainable self is the fact that I am still here. When I was 16 years old, I attempted to take my own life in our calf barn following the discovery that we were selling our family farm. Now I am still here. I got to share my story for the very first time with a group of dairy women called the Dairy Girl Network, and that sparked a cascade effect of positive things. So I got to share not only my suicide attempt, but my decades-long struggle with self-harm. And I got to explain to dairy moms who have children who undergo similar struggles, and got to explain and connect with them in a way that gives them hope, as well as providing them with strategies for helping still parent and love on their child. Some of the other things that I have done to be a sustainable self is I am a person of continuous improvement. I am currently wrapping up my graduate degree with the hopes of using that degree to get back into the agricultural realm as a producer, changing up facets and job opportunities a little bit. What drives me is not only this continuous improvement, but the opportunities that are available for both young and beginning farmers for what there is to do and be a part of in this wonderful industry. And oftentimes all they need is just a connecting piece. And that connecting piece of their agricultural puzzle is my main motivator. So some of the things that I have done and some of the improvements that I have made, not just from the educational perspective for continuing on with this program, but also sparking interest in the incoming generation, is getting devices like Bessie behind me. Bessie is a simulator, which allows those folks who don't come from an agricultural background to get some training, some hands-on training before they are forced into the realm of live animals and all of the unknowns that come with that. What I hope to achieve in the future, I kind of touched on it a little bit previously, is my main goal right now is finishing grad school, graduating with a master's degree in agribusiness. My second goal is marrying my fiance, which if you folks were lucky enough to see the proposal at the Final Four for Discussion Meet, that's where that happened. I'm thankful for the opportunities that Farm Bureau creates for people like myself who may be out of the production realm but still in the industry and looking to contribute in any way that we can. Thank you for the nomination, and I look forward to seeing the rest of the videos from the other competitors.
Hi there, I'm Tammy Wiedenbeck from Lancaster, and my home Farm Bureau is located in Grant County. I work together with my brother's family and parents to run our beef and crop operation called Riverview Farms, and I'm a regional business development manager for a telecommunications company called Bug Tussle Wireless. Partnering with both has given me the time, and resources to remain sustainable by taking care of myself, others, and the land around me. I'm able to care for myself by growing personally and professionally as I attend several conferences, seminars, and trainings throughout the year within and outside the egg industry. In my management role, I'm able to support others by speaking at monthly workshops to further develop skills of the team, give out appreciation baskets, coordinate fun activities to improve mental health, and help create educational curriculum on technology for Bug Tussle University classes within communities. I've sponsored and donated thousands of items to county fairs, dairy breakfasts, and silent auctions. I bought livestock fair projects to donate to food pantries and items for 4-H food pantry scavenger hunts and McCarville's pub food drives. I've supported the Odd Fellows and Kiwanis by purchasing cheese curds at their Culver's fundraisers and given them to customers. I've bought gift cards for hundreds of new Bug Tussle or AT&T customers at local salons, gas stations, cheese stores, ice cream shops, and restaurants. I've also supported others through my involvement with the Grant County Cattlemen's, Lancaster FFA alumni, where I recently helped a member with her first project animal at the fair, National Cattlemen's Beef Board, and Wisconsin Farm Bureau, where I just put together gift bags and thank you cards for 12 families as a Farm Neighbors Care project. I wrote about my experiences to encourage others to participate in the Farm Bureau Leadership Institute and American Farm Bureau Women's Communication Boot Camp. I also trained our steer buster to give rides to kids to help spark the younger generation's interest in the beef industry, because I really enjoyed teaching my brother's kids different aspects of farming. That's why my main goal is to inspire the world to appreciate the agriculture industry. I started a brand and want to build a custom website based around egg promotion, along with getting my ideas down on paper for 2 novels, children's books, and starting a nonprofit to aid farmers and ranchers. I'm going to do this by setting up a meeting with a website builder, taking time every day to write, and partnering with organizations who believe in my mission. I hope every agriculturalist knows how important he or she is, because that's the reason I have these goals. The other being my family. Seeing how hard my parents and brother have worked, they deserve the world, and I hope someday I can give it to them. I want to see our farm reach 200 years in the family and support the future of agriculture in communities around the globe. Success through all these efforts can be measured by numbers and return on investment, where job-wise, we have quadrupled the number of community events being sponsored, tripled the size of the team, and seen record sales numbers, all while expanding into fiber services in other states. Farm-wise, we've increased cattle herd numbers with improved daily gains on feeder calves, lowered birth weights, have better temperament and health protocols, along with bull buying strategies. Crop yields are up with enhanced soil health, fertilizer, and nutrient management programs. That's all important, but at the end of the day, what matters is, did you make a difference? Did you make someone smile? And are you leaving behind a legacy? I know I plan to.
My name is Nate Zimdars. I live in Ripon and am a member of the Fond du Lac County Farm Bureau. I currently work as a supervisor for Saputo Cheese, where I guide and support a staff of 25 individuals. Outside of work, I am very active in my local community, where I am a member of the Ripon Area School Board, stay active with my local FFA alumni, and serve as the Vice President of the Wisconsin Coalition Against Sexual Assault. In the past, I have had the opportunity to serve as the President of the Wisconsin FFA alumni, and I have also run for State Assembly as a candidate representing rural Wisconsin. I am very thankful for the opportunities that I have had to grow as a leader through my time as a State FFA officer and also going through the Farm Bureau Leadership Institute. Having these opportunities, I gained the skills to grow as a leader and to feel the calling to really give back and continue to serve others. I am incredibly grateful for the opportunities that I currently have, both at work and outside of work, to give back and support individuals. At work, I am given the opportunity to guide and support a staff, to motivate the employees under my supervision to continue to grow and to pursue different opportunities at work, to be the best employees that they can be, and also to be the best individuals, to find value in the work that they do. Outside of work, I have similar opportunities. I am able to work side by side with individuals that care about our community, that want to provide the tools and the opportunities for folks to succeed. Going forward, I have goals to continue to grow myself as a leader so that I have more tools at my disposal to support the individuals that I work alongside with at work and in the community. I believe that it's important for us to have strong rural advocates at the table, both in professional and community settings. Looking into the future, I want to continue to pursue those opportunities. I want to support individuals. I really want folks to feel good about the work that they do, and I also want them to feel good about the communities in which they live. So I want to continue to be active. I want to continue to grow, continue to be involved, and have these conversations, have individual conversations, have community conversations about what we can do to continue to keep Wisconsin a strong place, rural Wisconsin, a strong place for folks to live, work, and truly thrive.